Hi, my name is Ajitpal from the Rotary Club of Subang, District 3300. This video is about the history of Rotary Foundation. It covers why it started, when it started, who started it, how it started, and what has been achieved. It took me 3 whole days to get all my information, sort it out and present it. It's been a really worthwhile journey. I really learned a lot, many new things, and I'll be happy to share them with you in this video. Also, as the OC of this year's presidential and board's installation, this video will also help all new members to understand the organization better, thus allowing you to embody the spirit of Rotary when you approach sponsors. I'm a true believer of, with a clear understanding, we can slice, dice, and build anything that we desire. My hope is this video will equip you with the knowledge, understanding, and helping you to become an amazing Rotarian and a fantastic citizen of the world. Let us begin. The year was 1917. The Rotary International outgoing president, Arch C. Clump, said an endowment fund should be created and it should be used for a greater future. The motto of this fund would be doing good in this world. The motto is still being used till today. He had no idea, but he laid down the foundation of the greatest revolution in the Rotary movement. Today he is also known as the father of the Rotary Foundation. In that same year, in 1917, a fund was created, but there was no formal name to it yet. From its inception, its custodians were the RI president and his board. The first club that ever contributed to this fund was the Rotary Club of Kansas City. The amount was $26.50. Did you realize it is the same amount that we contribute today? However, everything changed in 1928 during the RI convention in Minneapolis. The fund was now known as the Rotary Foundation. The RI president and his board were no longer the custodians of this fund. A committee was set up to oversee the fund, and the trustee chair was none other than Arch C. Clump himself, who was the chairman from the year 1928 to 1935. The same model designed in 1928, and it's still being used till today. Here you can see a clear distinction between the Rotary Foundation and Rotary International. The Rotary Foundation's role is to act as a resource provider to Rotary International. The Foundation's motto never changed, doing good in the world. The motto of Rotary International is service above self, and later another was added, the one that serves the most, benefits the most. In 1930, just 2 years the foundation been existing, it made its first contribution to the International Society of Crippled Children. The first ever sum issued by the foundation was USD 500. Rotary International holds the clubs together. The Rotary Foundation allows us to go out and do great service if we desire it. In 1936, the Institute of International Understanding was formed. Its purpose is to help the masses understand what was happening in the world stage. So either people will come to the Institute or Rotarians will go out and share what they have just learned from a wide range of people. Who funded the whole movement to share knowledge amongst the masses? Yes, the answer is the Rotary Foundation supplied the funds. Sadly, on January 27, 1947, Paul Harris, the founder of Rotary International, passed away. That year alone, Rotarians worldwide contributed $1.3 million. Today, that figure will equal to $11 million due to the inflation rate. In 1957, the Rotary Foundation decided to reward and recognize those Rotarians that contributed $1,000 to the Rotary Foundation. This recognition is now known as the Paul Harris Fellow, PHF. In 1965, the matching grant was introduced. For instance, if a club were to raise $1 million, the Rotary Foundation will match that, and there will be $2 million available to run the project. This movement also brought forward the group study exchange. So what is this group study exchange? It is for 4 to 6 weeks. Team members will experience the host country culture, institutions, observe how their vocations are practiced abroad, develop personal and professional relationships, and exchange ideas amongst different people from different countries. In a typical 4-week tour, applicants would participate in 5 full days of vocational visits, 15 to 20 clubs presentations, 10 to 15 formal visits and social events, 2 to 3 days at the district conference, 3 to 4 hours per day of cultural and site tours, and 3 to 4 hours per day of free time for the participants to spend time with the host families. This is the group study exchange. Moving on to 1978. The Rotary Foundation launched its most comprehensive humanitarian service activity with the Health, Hunger, Humanity Grant Program. It's called the 3H Grant Program. It is designed to undertake large-scale service projects beyond the capacity of an individual Rotary club or a group of clubs. Since 1978, almost 290 3H projects have been carried out in 75 countries. Approximately $74 million was used for the 290 projects. The objective of these projects is to improve health, elevate hunger, and enhance human, cultural, and social development amongst people in the world. The ultimate goal is to advance international understanding, goodwill, and peace. The first 3H project was the immunization of 6 million children in the Philippines against polio, marking the birth of what we know now as the Polio Plus program. As 3H progressed, new projects including nutrition programs, vocational education initiatives, food production enhancement, and polio victims rehabilitation were carried out to help people in developing areas of the world. All 3H projects are supported by the voluntary contributions of Rotarians through the Rotary Foundation. In the dawn of 1980, Rotarians made it a goal to eradicate polio from the face of the earth. The project has been 99.9% successful as we know it today. Today, polio only exists in Nigeria, Afghanistan, and Pakistan. In Malaysia, I have personally tried asking youths, have they heard of polio? And they all answered no. The reason they do not know or have got no idea what is polio is due to the commitment of Rotary that has been very successfully eradicating polio globally, including here in Malaysia. The endowment fund was then created for a better tomorrow, allowing us to leave this earth a little better than we inherited it. From my research, I have come to understand that the endowment fund is only used after 30 years. The funds are invested in myriad of investments portfolios generating good returns that are used to run projects. The capital is locked away. In 1985, the Polio Plus program was introduced. So instead of just giving the polio vaccines orally, Rotary decided to give 5 vaccines that can be delivered orally. The 5 vaccines are diphtheria, tetanus, asicilla, pertussis, and polio. Today, the plus means many different things to many different people. To some, the plus may mean the fundraising, the delivery of these vaccines, or perhaps even the infrastructure of getting the vaccines to children around the world. But the plus actually meant 5 vaccines into one. Why just stop at polio when we can do so many more together? Prior to 1988, the whole movement of Polio Plus programs was only dealt by Rotary International, WHO, CDC, and UNICEF. In 1988, another initiative was launched. It is called the GPEI Initiative, Global Polio Eradication Initiative. In GPEI, not only the 4 bodies mentioned above was involved, but now the public and private sectors have also joined in. This makes the effort more formidable and more potent, allowing a wider coverage. In total, this gargantuan effort required 8 million volunteers, USD 14 billion of investment, $14 billion of investment, 200 countries are involved, 1.1 billion children are vaccinated, and the goal is simple: a polio-free world. In 1999, Rotary Peace Centers was created. Its purpose is to develop leaders who became change agents for peace and conflict prevention around the globe, starting from their own communities. Each year, about 100 Rotary Peace Centers fellows are handpicked to participate in a fully paid for master's programs in one of the partnering universities with Rotary Peace Fellows. Remember the first club that donated $26.50 to what is now known as the Rotary Foundation? Well, in 2004, the Rotary Foundation introduced EREY, every Rotarian, every year. Meaning now every Rotarian can help in a small way by donating $26.50 per year to the foundation. In 10 years of this initiative, the annual fund contribution rose up to $116 million US. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with one single step. In 2004, the Arch Clump Society recognizes contribution over $250,000 US. Your image will forever be on the Arch Clump Society wall. In 2007, the Bill and Melinda Foundation challenged Rotary. They told Rotary, you raise $100 million and the Gates Foundation will match that. And in the year 2009, the Gates Foundation was very happy and they pledged another $200 million. About $4 million US was pledged collectively between Rotary and USAID for the international H2O collaboration to improve drinking water, sanitation and hygiene in 4 countries. $2 million US was committed to each country. All the Rotary clubs in each country had to do was to come up with USD 200,000 to show their commitment to receive the 2 million. As Rotary evolved, so did the type of grants made available evolved. In the year 2013, the Rotary Foundation phased out many grants that was available previously. This is to make way to the new simplified grant that would make it easier and comprehensive to apply for grants. This was when the global grants and district grants came to life. The journey to eradicate polio began in 1985. In the year 2005, a good solid 30 years later, polio has been successfully eradicated by 99.9%. This is the power of Rotary. Together, you and I are part of an organization that eradicated a terrible disease that robbed many children of their future, crippled their youth, and slowly suffered painful deaths. Today, many do not know what is polio, and the truth is, the youth and the young today does not know it. It's because of Rotarians just like you and me took action and decided we are going to change the world. So there you go, 100 years of the Rotary Foundation. Amazing results, isn't it? All this can only happen when we continuously support the foundation. The $26.50 is a small drop of water that you drop into the pond. The ripples reaches far and wide. Your one small contribution helps mothers, children, and communities around the world. Let's continue our good work. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Ajitpal from the Rotary Club of Subang, District 3300. Thank you very much.